Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. Well, today I'm reviewing the new cigar, newest addition to the H. Upmann Banker line. This is the Ingot Rosé, and it comes in one size, 6 3/4 by 48. There is the density. This is a very classy looking cigar, is how it's presented with this rose foil, gold foil wrapper or wrapping around the cigar. Even the main band is sort of fancy looking. Now, here's one at the bottom that says Ingot Rose. I want to say Rose. Ingot Rose. This cigar pays homage to founder Hermann Upmann, who was a German banker and in 1844 went to Havana, Cuba to invest in a cigar factory which would later become the H. Upmann brand. This cigar is comprised of an aged Cameroon wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and fillers from Nicaragua, Peru, and the Dominican Republic. To be perfectly honest with you, when I saw that it had a Cameroon wrapper, I became very interested. I am always in search of a great Cameroon cigar. Hopefully, this is it. These are not inexpensive, as they are $12 a piece. They started distributing them in September, so they should be out at places that handle H. Upmann cigars. Again, the size 6 3/4 by 48, and again the blend profile. The wrapper is Cameroon, the binder is Nicaraguan, the filler is Dominican, Nicaraguan, and Peruvian. Made at the Tabacalera Garcia factory in the Dominican Republic. So, that being, as I say, the long and the short of it, let's get right to it. Now, let me put this where you can actually read it. It would be like that. The new H. Upmann Banker Ingot Rosé. Putting all my cards on the table, this is the only sample I have. I purchased this at a local shop, but I only purchased one. Now I'm going to see the best way to take off these lower level accoutrements. Let's see here. All right. The one band at the foot came off easily. Oh, apparently this gold foil is behind the main band, which is not cool. We may have to take off the main band again. That's not cool in my opinion. I hate to do that so early on, and well, it's actually going to come off fairly easy. Okay. Oh, I see what's happening. There's your band, and there'll be another band underneath it. Very cool, very classy. There's your rose gold foil. All right, so here we have the actual cigar. Oh, it's so long, I got to back up. All right, there we are. You can see the coloring. Very classy looking. I don't know whether it's going to be that way when I smoke it, but it has that feel going in. Okay, the draw is good. Flavors are sort of nice, but interesting, different. Let me try to pinpoint them for you. The first flavors, I'm getting a blend of a sweet pink grapefruit with whipping cream, sweet cedar, buttery brown sugar, a white pepper at about an eight, seven and a half, seven and a half. So that's sort of how it starts. Those flavors are quite different, quite interesting, but that's what I'm getting. Pink grapefruit, brown sugar, a dash of whipping cream, sweet cedar. That's how it starts. Well, I'm about an inch and a half in. And the flavors are sort of like I described before. I'm getting a mix of a citrus cedar. I can't tell you now that this pink grapefruit like it definitely was when it started, but it has nice butteriness to the brown sugar, which is there. And now it wasn't so much at the beginning, but there's definite cinnamon notes. There's a nice butteriness to this cigar, though. Very nice. I'm still going to stick with white pepper, but it may be changing. I'll stick with white for now. Finish is a buttery cream with some decent lingering white pepper. Medium bodied. The flavors tend to tell me that it may go heavier than medium. The flavors on the front end are very nice. They're very sweet, has nice richness from that butter, but it's a very tangy combination of citrus and cedar. Very tangy. I like that. Almost, not exactly, but it almost reminds me of those Pez candies. That tanginess, almost like a no, not like a. I started to say something else, but like those Pez candies, sort of in that direction. So the inch and a half in and burning nicely. That's where we are. Well, I'm pretty much at the midpoint. As you can see, you get a nice burn time out of this cigar, which is always good for an expensive cigar. $12 is above average. I don't have as much butteriness now, but the tangy front end flavors are so nice and sweet. Oh, wow. The combination of that sweet cedar and that citrus is very tangy, and it's a sharp tanginess, sharp. Nice and sweet with brown sugar, tingly cinnamon. The pepper is really close to black now. It's quite it's getting more intense, so you can tell it's changing. If you notice, I haven't said anything about a bottom flavor of coffee. The brown sugar is so deep. I really think that's probably your bottom flavor. If you wanted to say there's a light coffee base at the very bottom of the brown sugar, go ahead. It's just you don't really notice coffee notes. I'm looking for them because usually they're there, and I'm saying, okay, if you really wanted to split hairs, you could say at the very bottom there might be a light coffee base. Take that for what you will. There is still that butteriness, not as much, but it's definitely on the finish. And the pepper is much tinglier. Is that a word? More tingly on the finish now, which is good. This is a nice sweet cigar. I would still say it's around medium bodied. Thought it might move up by now, but it really hasn't. That's okay. So at the midpoint or thereabouts, that's where we are. Well, I'm getting into the final third. We're right at the band now. And this cigar is pretty consistent. There's not much change in it. But now the elusive coffee base is starting to show its head a little more. Could be just because the cigar is burning longer and tar buildup. I don't know. But you do notice the black coffee now. In one place you notice it is those extremely nice front end flavors of the combination citrus cedar, which were so sharp and tangy, are nice and sweet, but not as sharp. And that's because the coffee is filing off that edge, that sharp edge. There is still some butteriness, nice brown sugar, nice cinnamon. The pepper is pretty much a combination of white and black. I mean, it's just it has aspects of white, but it's a little bit fuller than your normal white, almost like it has a mixture of white and black. Finish is still pretty much unchanged. Buttery, cream. I'm gonna leave that as it is, buttery cream, and nice, tingly, lingering pepper, whether it be white or black. It really tingles more like black though. Maybe a low grade medium to full now. So as you can see, not much has changed. It hasn't anything changed for the worse. This has been a good cigar, and I like the long burn time, and I love the flavors. Sadly, we're down to the end, so let's wrap it up. I have really enjoyed this cigar. Had a lot of aspects of what I like in a good Cameroon cigar too. Okay, here at the end, the somewhat tangy citrus cedar combination, still very good. Cinnamon notes really came out at the end, and the brown sugar was nice and sweet. Had some butteriness to it, not as much as the beginning notes, but still had some. Pepper is black now. It's every bit black. Light coffee base. Let's go. Let's say that. Finish is pretty much unchanged as far as those main flavors. Has a little more influence of has a little influence, I should say, of the citrus and a lot of brown sugar notes. Nice lingering pepper, black. This cigar is good. It is a little pricey at $12, or depending on where you live, around that range. But look at the burn time. What I get? An hour and 43 minutes. It's great. Very tasty cigar. I think just about any of you would like this cigar. Give it a try. It should be around. I found it, like I said, locally, so it can't be that hard to find at your shop. H. Upmann's a well-known brand, and anywhere it carries H. Upmann, carries the Banker, should carry the Ingot Rosé. For me, it's a 93. I was very impressed. The only cigar I have to review is this one. I went slow to make sure that I got everything out of it to try to give you the flavor notes, and I think I did that. So I was impressed, very impressed. Very good cigar. Another good cigar from H. Upmann this year. Remember the AJ Fernandez H. Upmann? Another very good cigar. So there you have it. The H. Upmann Banker Ingot Rosé 93.